What do you like?
Go ahead. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly, and we're what are we? Real Estate Jerky Daily, and we're also on the podcast. So I thank you all for listening.
And it's Tuesday.
It is definitely Tuesday.
Yeah,
feels like a Monday, but it's definitely a Tuesday.
It kind of feels like Tuesday,
doesn't it? What?
Woke up this morning thinking it was a Monday because I worked at that golf tournament yesterday.
Oh, that's right.
Volunteered and was voluntold
what to do.
What to do, and I just did it.
I thought you were out there drinking and smoking cigars.
No, that was most of the other people playing in the tournament, but
because that's the only reason I used to play.
It was a good day.
Good. All right, so I'm gonna click you out for real quick while you go fix their lights. All right, so job openings fall to a 28th month low. Fewer workers quit as U.S. labor cools off.
Wow.
It's starting to happen. I can't believe it.
Wow.
The number of job quitters shrinks to 3.5 million and is back to near pre-pandemic levels. And most people go, well, what was the level before that it shrank from? Well, we had 4 million people quitting jobs all the time, in the past. And that was a lot of people quitting jobs, and we didn't know why they quit their jobs. I know you are. I can see you now.
Yeah.
So much brighter.
Oh,
you heard all that,
yes.
Right? All right. So if you look at so that would be the job report, JOLTS report that came out. So your listings dropped so we had 9.2 million in June. They originally thought it was going to be 9.5 million. The Labor Department said Tuesday it's the fewest number of job openings since March of 2021.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why the bond market's rallying a little bit today versus yesterday. It didn't do much.
Yeah. You said this morning you were up 38.
Yeah, we're right now 32. It keeps dropping.
Oh,
and goes up, drops, whatever. We're talking, so it's like messing with it.
Yeah,
like what happens when the Fed talks.
Exactly.
Key details: job openings fell the most in white collar jobs and professional businesses. That's huge, and also healthcare and government positions. Government positions, we need more of them to fall.
To go away.
Yeah, and we need a lot less government positions.
They could streamline government so much.
We could, but they're not going to.
No.
Let's see. So people who are on unemployment, right, looking for work, slip to 1.5 million versus being at the peak of 2 million. 2 million.
2 points.
2 million. In 2020, the Fed is watching this ratio. This is the thing they're looking at to see if it gets back to pre-pandemic norms, which is 1.2 million. So that's a huge number. I mean, and then anything you want to add to that before I move on?
No, but that's a big number.
Well, we need
1.2 is.
Yeah. Well, we need people to, I hate to say this, to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
We need unemployment to go up so that we actually see a change from what the Fed is doing. Fed is trying to make people get unemployed. That's the question. Is it going to happen or it's not going to happen? Because you're seeing half the people say no recession or a soft landing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to fall flat on our face because otherwise you're not going to change the government.
Get this crap over with.
Well, you're not going to change the government.
Right.
People are going to go, it's not so bad.
We do need to change the government right now. The amount of bullshit that's happening is just mind-boggling.
Well, we need to, since the current administration won't change with what the rest of the country wants. Also, they only want to do what they want to do. That's what needs to change.
You need to change the administration.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the only way to fix that. Because, at least Clinton worked with people.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, housing. U.S. home prices rose in June. Shocking.
What?
Yeah. And Chicago was one of the biggest places that it went up.
That's crazy. Because
it sure was.
Who wants to live in Chicago?
I don't.
It's a beautiful city. Don't get me wrong.
I love the winters there.
The winters are so nice. It's a fantastic city. Some of the best food in the world, and some pretty great people, and great gun violence.
All right. Well, if you want a gun, you know where not to go.
Yep.
Because they have a lot of them.
If you want to see a person that isn't supposed to have a gun, you know where to go.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much anywhere that has major laws against having guns.
Yeah, they have the strictest gun laws in, I think, the United States.
I think California is pretty close to that.
It's close. Yeah. It's trying to get there, and the most gun violent.
That's what happens because then only the violent people have guns.
Yeah, idiots.
All right, let's move on.
Go.
Let's talk about some positive stuff.
Okay.
Home prices were up 0.9% in June. And I just said the top cities. I don't have them over here because it was on the other computer earlier today. But I was shocked that San Francisco was down 9%.
Okay.
And LA was down 1.5%. I wasn't really shocked because who wants to live in those two places?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's there's such a move out of San Francisco, and everybody's saying it needs to change drastically to keep people, and it's going to take forever to come back to the golden city it used to be.
Yeah. Again, administration, got to change that administration.
That's again, it's about you make sure you have laws and stuff in place to make sure that people who don't do normal stuff are forced to do normal stuff.
Right.
Okay. All right. U.S. home sales rose in June, like I just said, outpacing the supply for sale listings. Shocking. Like we didn't know this. CoreLogic, the 20 city index rose 9/10% in June.
Yep.
Prices were up for 4 months in a row because there's that's showing you there's a bubble. Just kidding. Took you a second. Home prices grew the most, like I said, in Chicago, Cleveland, and New York. I was like, New York?
Wow.
Chicago and New York is two places people are trying to leave to go to Florida, but their house prices are going up. I bet you it's because they're putting migrants in a lot of them.
You think that's the issue? That's not the issue.
Despite the average 30-year mortgage rate of over 7%, buyer demand has not dried up.
No.
Shocking. Like we didn't know this. Because I run into so many people who go, well, I'm going to wait until, things slow down and change. Okay, well, that's not going to happen because we have such a pent-up demand. We've said this multiple times. How many houses in California do we need to build?
Oh, God. 2.1 billion or something like
2.5 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it might as well be a billion.
Well, probably today it's 2.7 million.
Yeah.
Because we keep adding to it by not building enough. All right. So we were talking about home sales. FHFA, which is the Federal Housing Finance Administration or agency. I like administration better.
I do too.
They said, hey, guess what? House prices only went up 0.3% in May, but they went up. Home prices were strongest in New England, according to the government data. Well, now remember, this takes out jumbos, and it's only conforming loan limits.
Yeah.
So that's where the difference could be. That was up 3.1%. Agency also says that home prices rose 3% between the second quarters of 2022 and 2023. I don't know about that. I think they rose more than that in those
probably
in 2022. I think that third quarter, I guarantee that second quarter they grew, me personally, probably 10%, and then the rest of the year it was a little negative.
And again, they're oh man, I'm so slow on this thing. And again, they're national figures.
You're catching up.
Figures.
All right. So big picture, home prices are up in June as housing market continues to be hampered by its inventory. Woe is me. You're not so far. Homeowners have no reason to sell, hang on to their homes, and buyers converge on very limited number of inventory listings. I can't even talk today.
Well, are they just listening to us for the last 3 months?
I don't know. This has been going on forever.
Yeah, I know.
That's why people are like, oh, you heard this before. We're going on. Mm-hmm. Rates are over 7% and so home sales have fallen to the lowest level since 2010. We talked about that before, which may also push buyers out of the market. So what they're saying is going forward, the rest of this year, buyers might not be purchasing. I don't know. They still need places to live.
Right. Do you think they'll be renting then?
I don't know. Rents are just as bad.
I know.
It's not like it's any better because I have people coming to me going, I want to buy a fourplex now. I want to buy this. I'm like, well, you better hurry it up because everybody's trying to buy those things. You see all the people doing.
And those prices are crazy.
I know, but the rents in certain places, $1,000 a unit is $4,000 for the thing. You might cost you $5,000. You're going to be negative for a period of time. If most people would say that's not a good, yeah, but most people say that's not how you buy apartment complexes or duplexes. It's not. But what are you going to do?
Yeah.
If you don't, somebody else will pay cash then.
Right. Did you do the last one?
No, that was just the economy. It was just again reiterating the same stuff we just said.
Yeah.
It's likely to see a modest year-over-year price declines. I don't see a price decline.
Well, I guess most of the MLS companies have recovered from last week's cyber attack. So we have some numbers.
Hold on, let me add one more thing.
Go for
it. I thought I was sharing the screen, but it went away.
Why?
I don't know. I said I have other things to do. You're probably going to make it bigger.
Well, I was going to do, but I saw you going right towards that little magnifying glass.
All right. So again, home prices turning higher. So if you look at the Case-Shiller report, the FHFA, CoreLogic, Black Knight, and Zillow, and we look here, everybody is saying, hey, look, these things are up.
And Zillow always standing out there by themselves.
Right now, they think so. In 2023, at this what's going on, Case Shiller thinks we're going to go up 5%. FHFA thinks 6%. CoreLogic says 10%. Black Knight says 6%, and Zillow said 10%. So what Zillow said is, "Hey, CoreLogic, what are you doing? 10? Okay, it's 10%."
They didn't call them about June, though.
No, they were like, "Hey, we're just talking the rest of the year. This way, we could be somewhat right." If this is the case, that means the rest of the year, or even this year, we just say we only went up 10% this year. That means a $500,000 house just went up $50,000.
Yeah,
but
and
but the bubbles.
I don't think that's which bubble is that? I don't think that's far off.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, we're seeing it happen on just about every listing that hits the market. The increase in sales price, even on people who bought in 21, that are selling now, they're making a good amount of money on their property.
Right. Well, look, and they're saying these are the highlighted all-time high reading and real estate values.
Yeah.
Look at that. So that's people,
Yeah. The bubble that's going away is the opportunity bubble.
Well, the bubble that's going away is the fact that you're not going to be able to own a home if you don't hurry it up.
Exactly. And you're gonna be paying a hell of a lot more for the property next year than you will be this year.
Right. I'm going to I'll add you to stream since I'm here already.
Oh, okay. Go do it. Look at closed sales per day. So I guess for a week and a half, there was a cyber attack on a lot of the MLS companies across the California, and we weren't able to gather data. So now we've got data again. So this is the week ending August 26th, 482 closed sales per day. We were tracking in the 500s before the cyber attack. 503 pending sales per day for that week, and in 610 new listings per day. That's a little bit higher than I remember before the cyber attack. So,
yeah, but the close per day, that's down from
way down.
I mean, but for a while there, 420 was the number, and I just remember that because of stupid marijuana
thing. Yeah.
But scroll down to. Why do you make it smaller?
I don't know.
Just scroll the mouse. There you go.
There.
So they're still everybody's still negative. What I mean is agents are still negative on everything. Sales will be up, prices will be up, listings will be up.
Well, those things sound positive, but there are fewer agents saying it.
Negative. I know, but negative 5.3%, 11%.
Yeah.
Again, it's got to be priced right. Period.
Well, and I got to tell you something. I think.
Are you done with this?
Yeah, I'm done with that. But I'm getting a sense that a lot of agents are getting nervous and getting to the point where they're out looking for another job.
76,000 loan officers are no longer in the business.
Man, that's a lot.
Nationwide, of course.
Yeah, but that's a lot.
Not in Modesto.
Yeah, felt like we had about 76.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. There's hardly any sales.
Right.
And if you're not
a very small pie.
Yeah. And if it's really small pie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a problem because you can't stay afloat. I mean, most people can survive on one transaction because you make good money on one transaction if you cut your debt or don't have a lot of debt. But for most people, if you only do one every other month, that's not enough.
Yeah. So, I mean, I hate to see the agents go. Also,
I hate to see some of them go.
Well,
not all of them.
And also, there are too many agents as far as numbers go with listings and stuff like that. But you want to see everybody succeed.
Right. And that's why I said yesterday in the show, I said, go get alternate sources of income. And I don't mean go get another job. I mean, there is multiple ways you can make money month in, month out by doing different things that are set up. Have a store on Amazon, have a store on, those different things.
Sleeping income.
Yeah. And that automatically makes money for you. There's so many things you can set up. That I came across a vet who wrote a book. And so for his store, what he did is he went out of print public domain books, redid the cover, redid the inside, and he's selling them. He's like, it's making a killing.
Wow.
And he's like, the horror ones are the ones that are doing the best.
The horror,
like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, that kind of stuff. Or Jack the Ripper, all that kind of stuff. And he does the covers, and they're public domain, which is just free because they've been around for over 100 years.
Right. And the people who wrote it are way dead.
Well, over 100 years. You only have 100 years. So in 100 years, somebody could redo my book.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. I'll have to come back then and see what they do with the cover.
So I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff you can do to supplement what you do.
Yep.
On top of having that income that's there all the time. And then that way you're not stressed over what's going on, because this market's going to be like this
for a while.
A very, very, very long time.
I was talking to some people yesterday and who are realtors who were at the tournament, and their thought is we're looking at probably a 7-year pull.
I said 10-year, but
yeah. The last one was about 7 years. So
yeah, I know, but they're saying it's like 1990s.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
Yeah, where they, this is like 96, 97.
Yeah. We
rates were adjustables. We were selling 6s.
Yep. And then when we got into the 2000s and it started to correct itself or change, and it got crazy for a while, and then
well, the only difference between then and now is inventory.
Right.
We had inventory back there, it just wasn't selling.
Oh my God, with the bank business, I remember we had 11 and a half months worth of inventory at one point, and we thought we're never going to be able to
1990.
No, 90s? During the foreclosure.
Oh yeah, well but that was and then that's what 2 issues. Also, I saw one of the issues is baby boomers have half the money in the world out there. In the United States,
who has the other half?
Other people.
Okay.
Non-baby boomers. So there's going to be a change of wealth over the next so many years.
Yeah.
And the younger generation is going to have a lot of money from their wealthier parents
as they kick the bucket.
Yeah. So I'm also seeing there's a lot of people turning 62 right now, and over the next so many days, every day a month or a year, I should say, and they're not going to have money to keep going, and then you're going to need a reverse mortgage. So reach out.
62.
I just thinking about that. And the other thing, hey, I'm going to say this to agents. This is what pain are you helping with? That's how you sell to your clients.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, we're here to help with their pain. That you have to figure out what that is.
What the pain is. Tell me where it hurts. It hurts in my
pocketbook. Buyers, the pain is I can't afford. How do I afford this? How do I afford that? I can't afford this
compete.
payment. Yeah.
How do I compete?
Right.
Yeah.
There's just so many. That's like that video of mine that went viral on TikTok was all about buying a manufactured home on a permanent
and saving some money on taxes.
Right. Yeah. And everybody's like, you're full of shit. Doesn't work here. I didn't say it's working everywhere, but I do know where it does work.
Yeah. And anything you say doesn't really work everywhere.
Oh, the other thing to do is go buy a piece of property that has one on there already that's not on a permanent foundation. A lot of people, you can't get financing for it. You know what? Reach out to family members. Everybody give you $20,000, buy cash, put a permanent foundation underneath it. If it could cost, depending if you do it yourself, it's $5,000. If you're having somebody else to do, if it's a double wide, it might be 10, 15. I don't know. It depends. And whoever you hire, everybody's prices are different. Look at a pest report. Everybody's bid's going to be different.
Yep. True.
So, but then you put a permanent foundation and then refinance it with a FHA, VA, or a conventional. It doesn't matter how long that permanent foundation's been underneath there, just as long as the property, that mobile home, it's not
that it's there.
Yeah. And I said mobile home because everybody doesn't understand the term manufactured.
I was kind of surprised. Did you see my eyebrows go up when you said mobile home?
Yeah, because everybody's like, oh, they're thinking modular. Modular is a stick-built house, a regular house, but built in a factory, brought out in pieces.
Assembled.
A manufactured home was changed in June of 76 to say, HUD said from now forward that must have these standards because the standards before sucked, and it must come out on a chassis. A chassis is like a trailer chassis. You see trailers being pulled all the time.
It's got wheels
and stuff. That's a chassis.
Yeah.
Brought out on site, and then they take the wheels off and block it up. That's not a permanent foundation. And in some places, you only have to pay property taxes on the land, but you still probably have licensing fees because it's sold for the DMV.
But what if I do the earthquake strapping?
I don't know. What if you saw that question? Let's say on a 1 acre lot out in, Tuolumne County, I don't think you need to worry about that.
No.
What I say, leave the wheels on and then it'll just roll back and forth.
Just ride it out.
Yeah.
You may be on somebody else's property when you get all done.
But at least you're good and safe. And then if you really need to leave fast, you can just back up and take it away with your truck.
Attach it to the hitch.
Yeah, but that's only a single wide, not a double wide.
That's true.
All right, everybody make it a great day.
Great day. See you guys tomorrow.
Thanks for being here, Mike.
Thanks for having me, Ed. And thanks for being here.
It's been a pleasure. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Covering for me yesterday.
No problemo. And everybody make it a great day. If you're listening to this on the podcast, we appreciate you. Share, let other people know. That's right. People don't know we turn this into a daily podcast. It's uploaded after this, usually within 30 minutes, sometimes within 5 hours, because it depends on my day. Everybody make it a great day.